into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey! Again! Song was so good we had to do it again. Hey, BC Buzzers, what's going on? I'm Alikona Bradford, and you are joining us here for the Beauty and the Beast after show, the second to the last episode before our season finale. It's a big deal. And like Aaliyah says, age ain't nothing but a number. We have to let Catherine know. But in the meantime, I'm your host, Alikona Bradford, joining here today with...
Of course, guys, it's Janeisha. We're here. We're enjoying the song once again.
Yes, and tweeting live, of course. So please, again, tweet us, hashtagging ABTVBATB. I am at BoysAndBeauty01.
And of course, I'm at Janeisha_Miss VI.
That's right, co-host.
Tweet us.
So we are waiting for our BCs who are already joining in the conversation. So thank you again for doing so. Now, we were talking about, for those of you who are watching the live stream, we apologize for the restart. For those who are not watching the live stream, you are not hearing anything right now. We're starting fresh. Okay, so... With that said,
yes.
Catherine is really, really focused on feeling old while her man is looking sprite and ripped and sexy.
I mean, like, all women have that fear. Of course, you always want to, like,
you gotta be the cute
stay
one.
Young, stay young, look good forever, but that's not going to happen. And of course, in this situation, Vincent is never going to age, apparently, so she's, like, terrified. I would be terrified, too.
Absolutely.
Yes.
People be giving you the side eye, like,
you a real cougar.
Right. Right. And it sucks because Vincent will eventually outlive Catherine. Although we did have somebody on Twitter, I just need to unlock my phone really quick, but they had made mention that, Vincent was not born as a beast, so quite possibly maybe he won't live as long. Because this episode, it was revealed to us when Liam was giving his whole speech to Helen, he said, I was born a monster. My mother had an affair with a monster, and I was the result, and I'm the only one that suffered.
Yes.
So, I mean, it could be a factor.
Maybe, you never know. And in this case, I'm hoping that that's the case, especially because he was experimented on. So he might not have all of the, I guess, qualities or, characteristics that come with being born a beast. So that's what I'm hoping.
You know what I thought was really interesting? At one point, Catherine's father had said, or I don't know if he was the one who said it, but they were definitely in conversation with him talking about the fact that he is primal. Yes, it was him, because he was telling Vincent, the only way you can beat him is if you go primal too. Mm-hmm. And Vince said, the only thing that brought me back down, if you will, is emotions and having those emotions in Catherine. And because Liam doesn't have that, this whole, let's hypnotize him thing, it should work. And nothing will bring his memory back because he doesn't have love. However, towards the end of the episode, with all this mind trickery going on, what he could grab from that was Alistair and Rebecca. And thinking the two are Vincent and Kat. So does that now bring emotion back into his life?
I mean, obviously, that's what I got from that scene, because it's obvious that he just can't let go of this Rebecca and Alistair. So he's probably, like, so emotionally involved in just that situation. It's hard for him to let go. And so that's probably what's bringing him back. Because maybe, him and Rebecca broke up and, Vincent made a valid point, but he really did love her. And the fact that, I guess maybe the memories that trigger in his mind is what keeps bringing him, back to this situation. That's why he's so angry.
Right. But then on the other hand, too, he's so adamant about having this revenge over his family. And to me, that requires emotion, too.
There you go.
So that statement was a little bit of a fallacy, technically.
Yeah. I mean, this entire scheme is him running on emotions, and that's exactly what you're saying. So,
and they talk about girls running off of emotions. What?
You guys.
They're more sensitive than we are. I'm sorry.
They are. They're just low-key with it.
Let me just preach for 2 seconds, because, us girls, we have our hearts broken.
Mm-hmm.
We bounce back, like Sia. Elastic, right?
Yeah.
Men, they get their hearts broken and they're just shattered for life.
It's
every girl,
end of the world.
Every girl thereafter has to suffer because that man had his heart broken and he's not letting her in. And if he does, he's gonna break her heart on accident, but because
he was heartbroken.
What?
And it's been how many centuries? Two centuries? Like it's
enough centuries
like,
that he should be over it by now.
Get over
Move it
it.
on.
Go
Keep
find
it
you
moving.
another Rebecca or something.
Right.
Like, stop being so butthurt. I'm just saying.
Right. Well, obviously this plan didn't work.
Yeah.
Can I just say a few red flags popped up during this show?
Yes.
First of all, when Daddy says, hey, I had like a month with Vincent, so you want me to do this how quickly?
Overnight, not gonna happen.
Red flag number 1. Red flag number 2. As soon as Dad says, does Liam know that you are a descendant of Rebecca? Now, Catherine and her personality. It's like giving her bait that she has to snatch.
Really?
Why? As soon
And she like rubs it in his face.
Why?
Yes.
Why? Why did you do that? Don't do that.
You just triggered.
Until you know
triggered
for,
that.
Yeah, until you know for a fact that you have Liam, girl, don't be doing that.
I guess that's the detective, the cop in her. Like, and what? I got it.
Yeah.
Like, I got you now. I'm up one. I one up you. I mean, I think it was a little unnecessary, and it did trigger something else in him. That's
Right.
So,
Catherine.
Kat wasn't thinking.
Another thing I want to bring up, maybe you caught, and Beasties, you can tell me your thoughts on this too. The whole gem situation. Mm-hmm. So when Vince comes, with his gun into the church, which P.S., it's the same church that they were going to get married in, the same church. Like, do they not have more than one church in this city? Why do they keep going back to the same one?
The budget cuts. No, I'm
Right?
joking.
Right? Speak. But the point is, he comes walking in there with his darts, right? And I'm assuming the darts is for the supernatural side, and then the gemstone is for the beast side, because
Yeah.
the gem is like kryptonite for beasts.
Yeah.
Why was Vincent okay? Well, and is it because he wasn't beasted out? Because I thought just in general that gem made him either nauseous or sick or fall over or faint and weak. But instead he was fine, and Liam was the one that was like, meh.
I think it just affects the B side. If I recall correctly, I think
Okay.
it's just the B side. However, I'm a little curious because they use the dart all the time to the trank gun to I guess stop Vincent when he was a beast. So why the reverse now to stop his superhuman powers?
I don't know, or maybe they just wanted to double make sure, so we're gonna trank him and we're gonna gem him.
Yeah.
But then that also raises the question, when Dad was working on hypnotizing Liam, why wasn't he wearing that thing on his neck?
I know the
Because none
gem.
of that would have happened if the gem was in reach somewhere, because he
Where
could have...
was the gem? That's question.
know.
Does anyone know where the gem
Who
was?
knows?
I mean, I thought maybe Heather had it, but apparently not. I hope Kat didn't go with it when they went to the church. And speaking of which, another thing that kind of, stuck out to me that kind of bothered me a little bit. So Vincent, when he is in beast mode, isn't he able to detect bombs or detect certain things? He's had these powers before. Why didn't he go and look for the bomb and then come back and save everyone?
I don't know. That is quite interesting. I'm not sure. But did you catch also too, and I think this is gonna prediction-ish.
Yes.
But when Vince is throwing all these boulders, which part of me was like, those are made of foam, right? I
could toss them too.
I think they probably tossed them and added in sound effects later, like crash, boom. Anyhow, but you see the little boy that sees Vincent, and then he's like, Mom, which sounded a little bit like Kevin McAllister from Home Alone at that moment. And then I thought, Vincent, and it could have been the shadow.
His face was just like...
He looked cross-eyed, didn't he?
Oh, I didn't see all of
I
that.
was like,
His facial reaction was just kind of like a little confused to me.
And
I don't
slow?
know, it triggered something. I don't know if maybe he saw something or someone that... I don't know what happened there, but that was definitely a moment. And I guess we'll see more about that. I'm assuming we'll see more about that.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. Also, let's talk about JT, because now one of the other motives behind catching Liam is obviously to try to get this serum, not serum, but to get his blood.
Yeah.
And I really liked the interaction that he and Tess had this episode.
I did too. They were so cute.
Was it not the first time we truly saw Tess happy? Like we've seen her happy, but
yeah.
it was like just joy.
And just like they were actually doing like relationship stuff, you know, outside of the work, outside of the B stuff, they were actually just doing relationship stuff. Like, okay, I'm gonna surprise my boyfriend and help him check off this off his bucket list. Go and, you know, hit this puck in the goal. Like, yeah, I thought that was really, really cute.
I love to see. Well, I thought we were gonna get more hockey action because I thought in my mind, I know Austin is really athletic, so I was like, yeah, we get to see this. But it was just like one shot.
Yeah, no,
it was cute.
It was really cute.
Tess totally got caught.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, what are you doing?
Right. But what do you think if you were in JT's position? Would you? I mean, he obviously was very grateful for Tess.
Yeah.
But would you be that adamant about wanting to be home to help and spend your last dying days?
I think it's more than just that. I think the fact that him being involved and knowing every step when it comes to Liam might give him some hope, some, I guess maybe, I don't know if you want to call it false hope, but just, you know, he's there, he's alert, he knows what's going on in the situation. So I guess his time, he could count his time a little more. And instead of doing like not pointless things, but things that not necessarily have as much meaning as him being involved in trying to figure this situation out that they have going on. I'm not going to be feeling good about jumping out of a plane and, you know, going scuba diving or sky. You know what I mean?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense because his mind is just focused on this situation that's going on. So I think he was correct in what he said, and I think he made a valid point. And I like how he explained it, how he expressed it to Tess. True. Rather than just like, you know, lack the communication and blow up, he explained to her and she understood. She was like, I get it, I understand. I said, you know what? Their relationship has blossomed.
Yes,
it has matured, it has grown, and they have a system going now. They communicate.
Yes, finally there's a flow to their relationship.
Exactly.
And even at the end when they're having the conversation on the phone, I thought it was really cute. They were like, hello?
And she was like, click!
My man!
And he was like blushing, like, wait, I guess she really wanted to come over.
Yeah, that was really sweet. That was really sweet. Really quick, let's tune into our co-hosts and see what they have to say about the show. So, Billie Jean Girl, 18. What do you think of that agent going after Catherine with questions? Do you think he knows? I am so glad you brought that up because that's definitely something I wanted to talk about. First of all, I felt like this guy's ego was the size of Montana, and it was more so, I don't want to be wrong. Like, this is my motive, this is where I'm going with it, and there's nothing you can say that's going to change my mind. I don't care what evidence you throw at me. At this point, I feel like you're guilty, so therefore, you're guilty.
Yeah.
That's how I read him.
Yeah, I think too, we have to keep in mind with all of the stuff that's been going, they've been covering a lot of things, just throwing things underneath the rug, and it's all going to come to light eventually, especially with, you know, all these files that they've given to, you know, the IA or the DHS or whoever. There's just a lot of questions that need to be answered. And so, of course, everybody's like, well, what's going on? And they're going to start digging. They're naturally just doing their jobs, but it's like, okay, what's going on here? And so I get it.
Right.
At the same time, there's a bigger picture, but they don't know that there's a bigger picture.
Right.
So,
but still, even still, at the end of the episode, when the agent is going at it with Tess, Tess is laying out all this information saying, look, dude, you're in denial. Liam is the bad guy. We've been telling you that. Who traps their family in a church and tries to mass murder them? And he's still saying, well, allegedly. I'm like, you know what? You take your allegedly and you walk your butt right out the office. Because I almost got a vibe from him that he was very involved. Chauvinistic.
Yeah.
Well, that too, but I just took a very like, oh, you're just a little woman. No, I'm right.
Yeah, no, at that point, definitely. I think initially it was like, okay, I understand why you would be questioning Kat so much. But at that point, with all of this evidence laid out in front of you, like, come on, what are you doing? Like, why are we nitpicking now? Like, just like the facts are here.
Right.
Liam is the bad guy.
Like, go after him. We'll deal with it. We'll deal with other stuff later.
I wanted to say, someone made a really cute comment earlier. This is Peyton Lecky, when they said, well, Catherine is still looking FINE. Ha ha ha. They are gonna grow like fine wine. I agree.
Oh, cute.
It's cute.
Very nice. Very, very nice. Carrie Bear 09 also asked, do we think that Bob redeemed himself? Was Dad's name Bob?
I don't know.
I thought Dad had a different name. It's blanking on me right now.
Well,
Agent Reynolds.
Let's say Reynolds.
Yeah, okay, so Agent Reynolds. Do I think yes. And I thought from the get-go that he had good intentions. Yeah. And one of the things that caught me is when he did pass away and Catherine ran into the room and she starts using Dad a little bit more. And even though she was very disgruntled, like the whole time he's been in jail and just been a brat and for rightfully so, maybe she knew deep down in his own twisted way he cared about her.
Yeah, he cared
so
about her.
when he finally was killed and she's crying and she's like, Dad, part of me on the inside went, yeah, that's why you should have been nicer to him, you jerk, because you don't ever know.
I think she knew that too.
Yeah.
She was just like, oh man. And I think she probably was thinking about the last few things she said, because I mean, naturally, when someone leaves us, you know, you always think about, well, what was the last thing I said? Like, you know, you think about that. And so, of course, she was being mean.
Right.
But at the same time, I will say this. I've always recognized she has always called him dad, you know, since I guess she discovered that he was her father.
Yeah.
And, you know, regardless of what, he did a lot of bad stuff. But I think, like you said, she knew that deep down inside. He cared about her. His intentions were good. And he loved her.
Right.
You know,
he did. He just didn't go about it the right way.
Yeah.
And obviously, he was willing to push love aside to do what he felt was best for his daughter.
Yeah. So, I mean, I will say he definitely redeemed himself. You know, unfortunately, he had to die in the process.
Right.
So,
but what came from that situation is JT did get the blood for his own blood to help heal himself. So that was a positive.
Yep.
The other positive is he doesn't have anything against the Ellingsworths anymore.
yeah.
Now, I mean, he's a little confused right now with the whole Vincat situation, but at least that's one less group of people that they have to worry about.
That's true. That is definitely true. All right, let's see. What else are our co-hosts saying?
Tours Alcon says Vincent needs to be made a police consultant and they need to create a beast task force. I mean, that would be amazing. He's a one-man team, but that would be amazing. It would be nice. I know that the whole supernatural situation, whether it be beast or other things, is kept so separately from civilian humans, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if they would believe it. Because in everyday life, if you were to go to a police officer and be like, hey, so there's these things, these beast things, they'd probably put you in the psych ward.
Yep, and I think at that point too, like you have to take into consideration that there are a lot of people out there who just create crazy stories just to be a part of something that's, you know, not normal. You know, we see it all the time with all these crazy headlines and so forth and like tabloids. But yeah, I think them keeping it on their wraps is probably would be the best thing.
Right.
And so I don't think civilians would be able to deal with that on a day-to-day. That would just be mayhem, I think.
And
so.
do you think Catherine was right for drawing up a will?
I don't think she was necessarily wrong. I think she was a bit premature about it. She was just like panicking and freaking out. At the same time, they could all die tomorrow. So
I mean, as a police officer, honestly, I think that's something that you should have done anyways when you entered the force.
Yeah.
But yeah, they brought it up. And it was nice that Heather interjected and she had said, no, like, this is not going to happen. So don't even prepare. It's like with the law of energy, if you will. When you put it out there that there's a possibility it could go wrong, you just open the door wide for wrong.
Don't put it in the universe.
Yes,
I agree.
Exactly.
But let's talk a little bit about Heather. I know Billie Jean Girl 18 asked earlier what we thought about Heather this episode. I loved Heather this episode.
Yes.
I think usually she's panicky. She's, you know, all over the place and she makes you feel frantic. But I think this episode, she came in when she was supposed to with the little punchlines here and there.
Yeah.
I thought she was awesome this episode.
She's like, I will call 911. I'll put your ass right back in jail.
There
you
you
better say please.
And then when she called Liam, what did she call him? She said, you're evil. And he was like, you're dead. She was like,
oops, my bad.
maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I liked her. I like that she's helping. You know, I like that Kat is utilizing her. Like, hey, go get these things. We need this, you know.
Right, and she is pro team. She is the one who discovered Liam was from, you know, however many centuries ago.
Definitely.
You know, so I think that's really cool. And every time I look at her, and I've brought this up before in an after show, but I have to say it again. Every time I look at her and I look at Catherine, I'm like, dude, the casting directors did such an amazing job. Everything from like the shape of their eyes to their nose to their eye color. I'm like, are you sure they're not somehow related?
Yeah.
It's so bizarre.
Yeah, they're both really gorgeous girls. What I also like about her, I think that she's constantly reminding Kat, okay, this is what happened to, you know, Alistair and Rebecca.
Yes.
So, you know, try not to do that.
Calm it down.
Calm it down. Focus here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I think she's doing an amazing job this season. Well, at least from, you know, the past few episodes. So.
I agree. I still want love for her, but I agree.
Me too. Go Heather.
Now, also going into, we didn't really talk about Helen that much. And the whole plan that Liam had going on, which he seems to be one step ahead of everybody, which is really annoying,
Yes,
first of all.
so annoying.
But the situation where she was put into the hospital, by, was it thallium poisoning? And Vincent is having this conversation, and this is why I love Vincent so much. He's such a gentleman no matter what. Ma'am, I'm afraid that your brother is, poisoned you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, you're dying, ma'am. But I might be able to stop it, ma'am.
To be told, you said you wanted total honesty. Well, here you go. Yeah,
ma'am.
Ma'am. Yes, he was such a gentleman still. I feel sorry for that entire situation because, like, he really tried to warn her.
Right, but I mean, it's this random stranger is coming up to you, telling you all these things, and whatever Liam did to brainwash her to make her feel like they really are. First of all, if some random strange man came into my life talking about we're family, like, bro, we don't even look alike. What?
Like, wait, where did you come from?
Exactly.
Like, you're gonna have to
How
show
many
me
years
a
apart are
lot
we?
more than just some DNA test. Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Why don't we know about you? Like, what's up?
Right.
Like, you have to ask questions. But I think for her, she keeps saying that Liam saved their fortune and their family. So I guess she feels indebted to him.
But okay, here's the thing. Another red flag. He saved our fortune. How many people have been after your fortune and your money and your wealth? So really, that's not a good way to judge someone's character. Now, if they saved your life in the past or other people's lives, okay. But I think she's coming from a place of my fortune is what contributes to all these charities. And he wants these charities to keep going. So he must be family. Yeah, and that's not the case.
Yeah, no.
At all.
Someone who asked this? Okay, is it Billie Jean girl? You're with us tonight. She says, do you think that the agent knows who Liam is and just wants to protect Liam against Catherine? That kind of ran across my mind. I mean, I don't know what do you think?
Definitely, because like I said, no matter what evidence was given in his direction, he was so adamant about no, it's alleged. Yep. No, I'm not sure. No, well, So I wouldn't be surprised. Not at all.
Okay.
Do you think JT&T having more romance than Vincent this whole season? Oh, I totally read your comment wrong. Sorry, Empress Beastie. She says, what do you think about JT&T having more romance than Vincent and Kat? It's okay. It balances things out because they needed to. They didn't need to just be a couple right away and then just be accepted as a couple because there is a certain level of courtship that happens when two people are becoming one.
I agree.
And at the same time, I am a little lackluster about the whole romance with Vincent and Catherine because there's been so much focus on saving our lives that there hasn't been romance.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is there was a scene where Heather had said, Vincent comes rushing into the apartment, he kisses her hello, they have their discussion, and he kisses her goodbye. And Heather says, oh, you guys are so cute. And I thought, they are, but I didn't feel any chemistry at all. And again, it was like rushed and hello, goodbye, but there wasn't that. They've had this certain chemistry before where even if it's a quick kiss, when you just like linger for 2 seconds and it's like their minds are so far off that that's not even there anymore.
They definitely have a work relationship right now. It's not a flaming, lusty relationship. And I miss it. I definitely miss it at least once in a while. It'd be nice to see them have that interaction, but I guess JT&T is gonna have to do for now.
I guess so. Well, and it was interesting that the last place they met at the end of the episode was at a bar.
Yeah,
That was
drinking wine. But
weird
you know what?
to me.
You know what? Their situation is a very intense one. And so it's like, if I'm about to die, I'm not thinking about, well, then again, I might. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Dirty.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just wouldn't think to go to a bar. And I wouldn't think to be out in public. I mean, I suppose that is the safer option because Liam has never really struck in public or he's not been public.
He doesn't necessarily want to be exposed.
Right. But at the same time, I think I would just try to be as discreet as possible. And we actually did have somebody tweet, and I apologize because I don't have my Twitter open to give you shout outs, but they were saying, did you think it was creepy?
Yeah, I'm looking for it now. It was actually Billie Jean Girl 18.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Yeah, I thought that was super creepy. But did you see the sadness?
That's what I'm saying. The whole, I feel like emotion has now entered his life. I mean, it was already there from the get-go, but now the hurt, I think, is really...
Because now he associates Kat with Rebecca. So he's just looking at her and he's probably like,
I gotta write this down.
My goodness,
so
this is like I don't know what you call it, like what's the word? When
Twisting the knife into
when you see something like deja vu.
Oh,
There
okay.
you go. He's probably like, whoa, in a Twilight Zone right now. Just like, this is really happening. I'm seeing Rebecca all over again. And now he's out for Vincent's blood. So, I mean, I'm surprised nobody saw that happening before, though. I totally saw that he would see the two and associate it with
How did
Rebecca
he not
and
do that when he
Alistair.
first met them? I mean, and we only saw flashbacks. So when we saw the flashbacks, what was that in season 2? That could have been because it's through the mind of Catherine that Rebecca and Alistair looked identical to Catherine and Vincent, just with different hair. But if that is what the reality of what they look like because they're ancestors, it should have dawned on him right away from the get-go.
But, I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe they wanted us to really pick up on that in this episode. So, yeah, I just think it's a little scary. I would be scared out of my mind if I was Kat and Vincent right about now. But I think, and we know for sure that Kat's scared, but let's see.
Sunrise Girl 114, she, I think it's just an ingredient we talked about earlier as far as, it was a mistake that she told Liam. Absolutely, it was a mistake. If he didn't see that coming head on, then just let him keep on going.
I'm saying, like, you don't want to add fuel to the fire. Like, come on, he's a little crazy already. And he has all these powers. Why would we just
There's no need for it. That's, even if he was on his deathbed and dying, I still wouldn't trust it until he was in the grave.
Okay, in the grave, yes, definitely.
But it just does not need to be spoken about.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, like, what is going to stop this man? Because the gem temporarily did, but we couldn't brainwash him. We couldn't dart him.
I have a prediction on that. So.
I have some predictions too. I don't know. You know what? Co-host at home, this is the time. Tweet us your last thoughts because I do have a lot to say for predictions and news, and I know we ran a little bit late, so we won't be going as long today. So if you want to, get your thoughts into us right now. Again, I'm at Boys and Beauty 01. So hop on that.
Yes, and I'm at Janeisha_Miss VI. Let us know. Let us know. Did you see Billie Jean Girl's latest tweet?
I have not. I did not. Go ahead and read it
She
first.
asked, do we think that Liam is going to try to steal Kat from Vincent because he thinks she's Rebecca?
That would be interesting, and that actually goes into my prediction a
So
little bit. So we're going to hold off on that for 2 seconds. Tor's Alikona also says Vincent and Kat will probably get married in the season finale. You know what? As much as I would love to say yes, I don't think
it's gonna happen.
so.
I think
there's just
we
not
don't have
enough time.
Yeah.
And because they tried to rush it the first time around,
They're going to take their time this time.
exactly. And not even because it got sabotaged, but because nothing about it felt right, and nothing about it felt like Vincent and Kat. And get rid of the dang church.
Yeah, and
that
I mean,
dark, musty, dusty church.
I agree. And at this point, too, I think they realize it not only affects them, so they're going to want to have that experience for everyone that they love. And so they're going to take their time. They're going to take their time. They're going to do it right. And I'm hoping it's on the roof. That's what I think.
I still vote
the
Tahiti.
rooftop. The rooftop. Yeah, you guys can actually tweet and let us know if you vote for the rooftop or Tahiti.
There you go. Hashtag Tahiti.
Hashtag rooftop, guys.
Why do I feel like your team is going to win?
Yeah.
That's just, the odds are against me right now. All right, beasties. So I think it should be about that time we can get into news and gossip.
Let's do it.
Well, wait for news and gossip. 2 more episodes left tonight and 1 more. We will not be here next week. I'm sure you guys saw in the promo that it's not going to be until September, 5th that we come back?
10th or 8th?
I don't know. I'm not sure why we took this week break. Maybe they just want us to be yearning for more.
Suspense.
Who knows?
It's gonna kill us.
I'm not quite sure. All right, are we ready for our news? Oh.
AfterBuzz TV News.
All right, so we have a video for you, and then, of course, we have our favorite fan art, so we're going to get that rolling right away. Boom. First is our video. So this was actually recommended to me. The actual editor, did not send this to me, so hopefully somebody can tweet at this person. It is Lynn. She edited this, and it's pretty awesome. It's just a bunch of Liam clips, but I like the way she combined the music with the scenes. It's just fun.
Super intense.
These are talented.
Love it.
Yeah, enjoy it. I like the remix, too. I don't know if she did anything to the music, but... Yeah, I'm getting tweets, guys. Final thoughts. All right, so that's that. If you want to see the rest of the video, again, check it out. You can look this person up. It's Kez, Kez, Lynn, Lyn, on YouTube. All right, so let's move into our fan art, our favorite proportion. That means, again, one more episode to send me your fan art. All you have to do is DM me on Twitter, and I will showcase to the rest of the beasties. So celebrate your other beasties. So if you have a friend or you've seen fan work that you really like, then submit it to me. We'll surprise them.
Yeah, let's do it.
Surprise.
Let's
All
do
right,
it, guys.
So let's go into our first picture, please. Now we're seeing this on not my screen, so maybe I can have our engineer say who the artist is, please. We only had, okay, that one, I'm so sorry that it was so tiny I couldn't read who the actual artist was. Maybe you guys can attach that on Twitter for me. Let's go into our next photo. Next, I do believe this is Kelpak. Is it? Yes! Kelpak, dude, thank you. Every week, she's been so consistent in sharing her work with us, and I love it. Thank you so much. Next one. Is this Kelpak too? Love it. Little James Bond action, JT Tess. Loving that. Looking dapper in the tie and the suit. And we have another one. Who is this by? This is also Kelpak. Nice. All right. And if you are listening to the podcast, first and foremost, thank you. Don't forget to comment and rate us with stars. Plenty of them. And watch us on YouTube so that way you can see this fantastic art. All right. Next picture is by
Sandy Avila.
Cindy Avila.
Sandy Avila.
Sandy. Okay, so Sandy did not send this to me. I do believe somebody else sent this to me on behalf of her. So somebody let her know that she was featured, and we have one more by the same person. So Sandy, I got two from you. Mm-hmm. So yay, love it.
She's gonna be excited about that. I think.
know, huh? Do we have any other pieces? No. That is all for our news. So that means it's time for our predictions. Cue the cool music. Yeah, that's why I don't do sound effects. All right, so predictions. So I like that we were talking about whether or not Liam might actually try to romance or maybe try to win Catherine over in his confusion. Mm-hmm. I think that Catherine is going to get smart and realize the only way to beat Liam is to get to his heart. And by doing so, she might actually play the role up as if she is indeed Rebecca, and lure him into some situation where they're like, okay, you know what? Let's just give him the axe. Like, we got the blood we needed from JT. It's time to say deuces.
Hey, I think
You've lived long enough.
I think that's a great prediction. I'm kind of in agreement with that. Yep. But I also think this blood that they got from Liam, I think it's gonna have an interesting effect on JT.
Yeah, you think he'll be super?
I think JT's gonna be super duper powerful, and I think him and Vincent are gonna team up and whoop some butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think, and that's what I hope. I think it'd be pretty awesome. Because then now, guess what? Well, if by chance Vincent happens to be 100 years old, 200 years old by himself, maybe JT will be able to join him if the blood has the same effect on him. So
that's true. Now, RTL Twee says that the finale will be on September 10th. Thank you for that specificity. And Billie Jean Girl 18 predicts that someone might die in the season finale. It could be Liam or a main character. I will say yes. I actually meant to bring that up. I don't have the article with me, but I did read something where one of the producers was saying it's been a bit of a tradition that someone always dies and things aren't going to change, unfortunately. And they did bring up Austin Basis's character, JT Forbes. The problem with that
is he's filming
Thank you.
Season, so I don't think
unless
he's
coming back as a spirit like Ghost Patrick Swayze, I just don't think it's going to be him. Tess, no, I don't think she's going anywhere.
Maybe Heather?
That would be a shame.
Yeah, because we like Heather. She's growing. She's really grown on us a lot this
That's
season.
not a bad prediction, though, because if Liam were to die, that's not really much of an emotional loss for us as an audience. In order to really tug at our heartstrings, it's got to be somebody a little bit more important.
But Kat's already lost her dad. Do we need to lose another family? She's going to have no family left after this. Like,
I mean, neither does Vincent at this point. So, and I also think with having a death, knowing that there's going to be a death in the season finale, that also solidifies there's not going to be a wedding.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
there's definitely not going to be a wedding.
Yeah, so, all right. I think that's about it. Do we have any other predictions?
No, I do want to say this, that Billie Jean Girl 18 does agree with me on the rooftop. Woo-woo!
You know what? That's one person. I love you. I love your opinion. Thank you for joining us. But that's only one opinion. And gosh, doggy, somebody out there, some other BC is going to say Tahiti right there with me. Because it's beautiful.
We can go on a trip to Tahiti because it's
honeymoon.
beautiful.
I mean, if you want to take me, I will go.
We'll talk about that.
Either way, so that means we're winding down.
Yes.
The summer is over and Beauty and the Beast is about to be too. So make sure you tune in. Also, find me on YouTube, Boys and Beauty with Alikona, so we can talk sexy men while we're in the tub. And then we can do nice beauty tips.
Do you see her eyes? Oh my goodness.
Glitter.
Fabulous.
I'm like, I probably just look like I'm having a seizure right now, but you know, whatever. Either way, thank you so much for joining us. We've had so much fun interacting with you guys all season long. Cannot wait for the finale, and you go ahead and take it on home for us.
Yes, you guys be sure to tune in with us on September 10th. We're going to bring it down, the finale. We're going to rock it out. And I want you guys to definitely at me, at Janeisha_Miss VI on Twitter, all social medias. Stay in touch. Send us your art. And then, yeah, darling.
All right. Sounds like a wrap. We'll see you guys next week. Mwah, stay gorgeous.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Tahiti.
See you later. Rooftop.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.